This is the final day of the Rally de Portugal. This event has returned to the WRC after an absence of 5 years, and although it's moved to the Algarve region, the new event has maintained its tradition for being a very testing rally. One of the problems that many drivers had spotted on the recce were the numerous crests, or more to the point, not knowing what came after them. Petter Solberg, Manfred Stoll, Jari-Matti Latvala, and here Chris Atkinson were all caught out by this scenario. The Australian too fast here, and left with nowhere to go, he was forced to retire. And Portugal's leading driver, Armindo Araújo, also got it wrong over the same crest. But he managed to get back on. The problem for Marcus Gronholm, though, was what to do about Sébastien Loeb. He'd been hunted down by the Frenchman on day one, but was just 3 seconds down going into day two. With rain in the air, tyre choice was going to be critical, and although Gronholm lost out to Loeb on the first stage of the day, he was confident that he was on the right rubber and could reel Loeb in.
He will be destroyed in the next two, I'm sure.
But his confidence was misplaced. Loeb beat him in the next two stages, and the pattern continued throughout the day as the world champion went on to make it a clean sweep of 6 stage wins out of 6. His lead coming into the final day is over 40 seconds.
It was a big fight on the limit all the time, and now we made a difference from 40 seconds, so it's looking good for tomorrow.
Behind the top two, Petter Solberg and Mikko Hirvonen were involved in their own private battle for 3rd place. Hirvonen looked to be getting the upper hand, but on the last 2 stages of the day, Solberg, whose tyres seemed in better condition, fought back and still has a chance of picking up his first podium of the season. Petter starts the final day 13 seconds down on Hirvonen, while Loeb's lead over Gronholm is 40.5 seconds. Dani Sordo is 5th, Jari-Matti Latvala 6th, with Henning Solberg and Daniel Carlsen completing the top 8. Is the westernmost country in Europe, lying on the Iberian Peninsula between Spain and the Atlantic Ocean. The rally is based in the city of Faro, with the stages situated to the north of here. There are 5 on this final day, with the finale taking place on the super special stage around the Algarve Stadium, which was a big hit with the fans on the opening stage here on Thursday. But first, it's out into the country for stage 14. The final leg of the Rally de Portugal is about to get underway then, and Petter Solberg is waiting to resume his pursuit of Mikko Hirvonen. Away he goes, as was the case on the first day in Mexico. It's been another promising display from the former world champion in the new Impreza. He may not yet be a match for Loeb and Gronholm, but a first podium finish of the year would definitely be a step forward. Hirvonen, though, is not about to give up his position without a fight. The Finn has become a master of top 3 finishes in recent times. On only 3 occasions in the last 14 rallies has he finished outside the podium places. Behind the pair fighting for 3rd, Dani Sordo has had another impressive event. The Spanish driver is running 5th, and barring disaster, he should hold off Jari-Matti Latvala on this final leg. Marcus Gronholm is next on the stage. Loeb could have made the killer blow on the final few stages yesterday, pulling out a 40-second advantage. But the Ford driver had another scare after that last night, with his focus around 5 kilograms under the minimum weight of 1,230 coming into the final service. The penalty for this can be exclusion, but the team successfully argued the loss of some bodywork after an off on stage 12 caused the discrepancy. And here's Loeb at the start line. It was another supreme performance from the three-time world champion yesterday that all but killed off Gronholm's hopes of catching him. But he still has 5 stages to negotiate on this final day. We're back with Petter Solberg now, though, and Subaru's #1 is doing everything he can to overhaul the 13 seconds to Hirvanen's 3rd place. The Norwegian is still adapting to this new Impreza, of course, testing the car's limits as he competes. So we may not know its true pace for another rally or so. Petter sets the fastest time so far. Hirvanen, though, will want to consolidate 3rd in the championship and needs the 6 points that would come with 3rd place. He's fast approaching the finish boards now, and this is going to be a very good effort from Mikko. Wow, he's destroyed Solberg's time, 13.5 seconds quicker, and he stretches his lead to over 26. So his teammates looking more secure in 3rd, but can Marcus Gronholm make a last-ditch effort to put some pressure on the rally leader? When Loeb's in the mood, though, he can be almost unstoppable, and Ford's #1 seemed to concede defeat yesterday afternoon. But while there's still the smallest of hopes of victory, he'll keep on pushing as much as he dares. Marcus is 9.3 seconds slower than his teammate.
Marcus, with that time and those splits, you're just trying to consolidate and keep 2nd? Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to do anything stupid, so trying to finish. Hoping that Sebastian maybe makes a mistake? Do you think so? No. Or maybe his Citroen will break down, but I don't think so.
Marcus hoping for a miracle then. The C4 has looked as bulletproof as its predecessor, the Zara, on its first 4 rallies. And here again in Portugal, it's been very stable, very reliable, and very, very quick. A different surface here in Portugal compared to the sandy gravel base in Mexico. Loeb even compared day 1 to a tarmac rally here. The ground was so hard. But regardless of the conditions, the C4 has again looked very impressive this weekend. We're about to get an early indication of how he's comparing to Marcus this morning, and he should beat him again here. Yes, another 4 seconds gained over the man in 2nd.
I was driving like I feel, no risk, and I think Marcus was not pushing so hard, so okay.
He said there's no need for him to drive fast because you're so far in front.
Good idea.
The status quo remains at the front, but there's some movement further back. Daniel Carlsen has begun the final leg in good form. The OMV Kronos Citroen driver is 6th fastest on stage 14 and moves ahead of Henning Solberg. Confirmation there that Carlsen moves up to 7th, but at the sharp end, Loeb's lead is now 44.5 seconds, and that stage win by Hirvanen could be the conclusive move in wrapping up the final podium place. Day 3 highlights of Rally de Portugal continue after the break. See you in a few minutes. Welcome back to the 3rd and final day of the Rally de Portugal. It's the longest stage of the final leg next, the 22 kilometers of the Lule test. OMV Citroen's Daniel Carlsen is having a very strong morning. The Swede has competed here twice before, winning the candidate event in 2005, and his experience has served him well. It's another good time from Daniel on stage 15. He's nearly 20 seconds faster than Henning Solberg and extends his advantage in 7th. But leading the way once again is Sebastian Loeb. Champion may have struggled on the new event in Norway, making several mistakes with his pace notes, but on his debut in the new look Rally de Portugal, he and co-driver Daniel Elena have had a perfect run so far. Through these tricky, undulating roads, their notes are of vital importance, with hundreds of unseen crests. We've already seen several drivers caught out this weekend. But once again, here on stage 15, the Frenchman's lines are perfect, and it's yet another fastest time for Citroen's number one. Another low masterclass in how to win a rally then. And not only is he looking to reduce Gronholm's lead in the Drivers' Championship, but he also wants to keep his Citroën team in the frame for the manufacturer's title. And he's being well supported by his teammate Dani Sordo. The Spaniard is currently 5th, and this, following on from his 4th place finish in Mexico, shows he started to translate his ability on tarmac to the gravel.
Dani shows in good performance. He's now fast on the gravel rally. We saw this from the last Mexico rally, and it confirmed in this rally that it's now fast on the gravel. But we know that it's difficult to are faster than Hirvonen for the moment, the second driver of Ford, but it's coming very good on the gravel, and it's very interesting for the future. We knew before the season that it was the best solution was to have 3 cars, to have a second driver, experienced driver, and to have Dani to learn 1 year more. But we don't have the budget to do it, and then we know that it's difficult for him and that he must learn a little bit more, and for sure this year it's a year for him to learn a little bit more.
Jari-Matti Latvala is another young driver who's starting to find consistency. If he can stay in 6th position, that would follow 5th place in Norway and 7th in Mexico. Ford Supremo Malcolm Wilson will be very satisfied with the young Finn's progress.
He's under strict orders from me and the team to make sure that he actually gets to the end of the rally and gets the experience. But you know, he certainly has shown some really good turn of speed. Yesterday he had 3 third fastest times. He looked after his tyres very well, so that he had good tyres for the 2 stages that were difficult. So all in all, I mean, his performance, you know, he had a difficult first day, but you know, I felt he could quite easily get back to 6th. And I think, you know, if he hadn't had the other problems, then he could have been challenging Dani. So all in all, when you think of his level of experience, and some of his split times are very, very good.
So that's how the leaderboard looks as the crews return to service. Everybody consolidating their positions, and another driver who's on the up is Petter Solberg in 4th. The podium position now looks unlikely, but it's onwards and upwards with the new Subaru.
The car is good, you know, the balance is getting better, but still we need, because here compared with Mexico, it's much more power, and you're loading the car more, and you have more load torque from the engine, so you have to have better stability. But I think for the next test we will have sort of many of the small details that we need to improve to catch these guys.
But one man who has very little to prove is Sebastian Loeb. He takes a 48-second lead into the last 3 stages. 2 of those stages are on gravel in the new look Rally de Portugal before the final loop through the Algarve Stadium Super Special. Petter Solberg has been forced to concede defeat in his bid for 3rd place, with Hirvonen in inspired form, and after running out of the tyres best suited for today's conditions, he slipped nearly 40 seconds adrift. But just when it looked like he could start to count the points for 4th, his engine has developed a problem which is causing a loss of power. This will be worrying for the Norwegian. Surely it couldn't be another mechanical failure. He completes the stage okay, but could lose more time to Hirvonen here. The Finn has already done the hard work on the opening 2 stages, though. Mikko loves these challenging stages on day 3, and he's pushing hard again on stage 16 to keep Solberg at arm's length. It's another good performance from Ford's number 2. He's 2.1 seconds quicker than Petter. Just 2 more long stages for Loeb to complete then before he can claim a 31st victory. Every win now, of course, extends his own record of career victories. He's not unduly concerned with statistics, though. With 3 back-to-back World Championships under his belt, there's no pressure on the Frenchman to continue the run. He says he's just having fun on every rally, which must be a worry for his rivals. Gronholm edges 7.6 seconds closer to the rally leader on stage 16, but Loeb's advantage is still over 40 seconds, while Solberg is now 42.3 seconds behind Hirvonen. Dani Sordo remains 5th. So just 2 stages to go, including the Algarve Stadium Super Special. See you after the break. Welcome back to the final 2 stages of the Rally de Portugal. The finale will take place in the impressive Algarve Stadium for another blast around the 2-kilometre Super Special. Before that, we have 1 more gravel stage to come, the second run through the 22-kilometre Lulay test. Henning Solberg is on the start line. Oh, but a delay here for the Norwegian. He's got a problem with his clutch and is crawling into the stage. He does get up to speed eventually, but this could be a late disaster for the Norwegian. Next on the road is Jari-Matti Latvala, and the Finn is still trying to keep the pressure on Dani Sordo in 5th, hoping the Spaniard may slip up. But he's caught up with the ailing Solberg. The Stobart Ford man really is struggling. Latvala gets past without too much fuss, but Henning loses 3 minutes in the stage and falls out of the point-scoring places. Henning Solberg's problems provide a late reprieve for Gigi Gali. The popular Italian has been out of sorts this weekend, but Solberg's delay sees Gigi sneak into the points on this penultimate stage, despite driving on a puncture for a large part of the test. The Italian will hope for a more competitive showing in his remaining events this season. Dani Sordo has backed up the rally leader Sebastian Loeb well in the second Citroën C4. He was never in the same league as the leading 4, but his solid run in 5th is again illustrating his growing confidence on gravel. With 13 career wins to his name, Petter Solberg, on the other hand, expects at the very least to be fighting for podium positions. There were more engine problems on the road section between stages 16 and 17. The new Impreza not completely free of glitches by the looks of it. He'll be hoping it doesn't jeopardize 4th place.
Petter, we heard you had a problem before the stage. What was it?
I drove without a response system from the start, but the last 5 to 7 kilometers I didn't have any. It went on 3 cylinders, so I don't know what it is.
Petter's problems are great news for Hirvonen. There's no need now to push to the limit and risk going off. His great performance this morning has paid dividends, and he can now drive more conservatively. After stage 17, he's nearly 1 minute and 26 seconds ahead of Solberg. He's on course for his 13th podium finish.
Mikko, 1 stage to go. That looks like 3rd place fairly secure now.
Yeah, it looks very good at the moment. 1 stage to go, and I think I can manage that and get to 6 points.
And it looks like both Fords will make it onto the podium. Marcus Gronholm's finishing the rally on a flyer, winning stage 17. For the team, this result, assuming this is how it ends, means they'll stay top of the standings, as will Marcus in the Drivers' Championship. Sebastian Loeb dropped 7.5 seconds to the Finn on stage 17, but it doesn't matter, he still leads by more than 30 seconds. He's heading for his 15th win on gravel. He's already won 15 on tarmac, statistically proving his equal ability on both surfaces. So on to the grand finale back at the impressive Algarve Stadium, and with most positions secure in the top 8, the drivers can concentrate on putting on a show. The grandstands again packed with enthusiastic supporters, and the Portuguese fans have certainly relished the return of the WRC after a 5-year absence. Again, it's a festive atmosphere, and again, great action. And Gigi Gali celebrates getting into the points. Oh, watch out, Gigi. It helps to stay on your feet when you're showing off. Totally undaunted, he's back on the roof to milk the applause. Well, that battle for third was really won this morning, but this is where the result is rubber-stamped. Peter Solberg still nursing his car home with that engine problem, crawling away into this 2-kilometer circuit. Plenty of sliding around on this tight tarmac stage. These cars are set up for gravel, remember, so it's an interesting experience for these drivers, flinging these powerful machines through the hairpins and over the jump. For Ford's Mikko Hirvonen, it's been another very good day at the office. Into the final corner, and Mikko celebrates his 12th podium in 15 rallies. Petter has to be satisfied with fourth. His ailing Impreza limps over the finish line, but at least he's made it home. The big duel, of course, was for the win between rally's big guns, the 3-time world champion Sebastian Loeb, who wows the crowd with a massive jump, and double world champion Marcus Grönholm. Marcus made a strong start leading for the first 6 stages, but he just couldn't hold off the attacking Loeb. The Frenchman has proven time and again his skills on the stages. What must be even harder for his rivals to stomach is his almost psychic ability to make decisions off them. I can only think of one occasion in recent years when he's made a wrong tyre choice. They're putting in a fantastic display for the rally fans, the sort of performance this great stadium deserves. The Citroën team is keen to watch this final act as the fans. And fittingly, Seb wins the stage as he wins the rally. A 31st career win for the world champion and his co-driver Daniel Elena, whose perfect pace notes have played such a huge role in the duo's success.
It's looking fantastic. It's really, it was really important for the championship to be competitive on gravel, and now we won the 2 last rallies, so it's really looking good for the rally, for the championship. The battle with Marcus will be very, very hard, but it's really interesting.
Here are the standings. Loeb topping the table, Grönholm second and Hirvonen third. Peter Solberg the only Subaru to finish in 4th place. Sordo finishes 5th with Latvala 6th. But there are late developments that will seriously alter the look of that leaderboard. After 6 Fords, including those of the BP Ford and Stobart VK Ford teams, have been given a 5-minute penalty following an infringement of the homologation rule. That infringement being that the cars were fitted with non-compliant rear side windows right and left. The precise problem being they were too thin, a crushing blow for all the teams involved. So here's the amended result. Grönholm falls from 2nd to 4th, Hirvonen from 3rd to 5th, while Peter Solberg is promoted to 2nd and Danny Sordo to 3rd. Daniel Carlson is now 6th. And it's all change in the driver's standings after the Ford penalties. Loeb takes the lead, now 1 point ahead of Grönholm, and Sordo has reduced the gap to Hirvonen in 3rd. And that means in the manufacturer's standings, Citroën have now closed to within 8 points of Ford, while Stobart VK Ford are now demoted to 4th following the penalties. You can read about all the reaction to this controversial finish to the Rally to Portugal on WRC.com, where you can also find a preview of the next event, Rally Argentina. one thing that is certain here is Portugal's return to the WRC has proved to be another happy hunting ground for this generation's greatest rally driver, Sebastian Loeb. We'll leave you with memories of the Algarve. Join us again next month in South America. But for now, it's goodbye.